Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige, this is Seeking Alexandria, and today you get the most awaited video of all time for my people. We are doing some overnight heat curls. Can I get an amen? What really excited about this one? You guys, I look like actual fermented dog shit right now. I'm well aware. I've been nursing a migraine all day. It is currently not gotten all better, so I've been tormented with this for about the last 15 hours. Like, let's be real, closer to 20, couldn't sleep because I like woke up in my sleep with this pain. So if my eyes look swollen shut and, you know, my linguistic ability isn't like where it normally is, which clearly I set that bar very high with every video, you're gonna have to bear with me a little bit for this one. But I'm really excited to bring you Take two. I'm really excited to bring you guys this video. I was like trying to figure out the best way to do it. I've been like re-going through a bunch of my little Take 1,000. I have been going through a lot of like my little tips and tricks and ways that I kind of take this and make it my own, because I wanted to give you guys literally the benefit of my like 2+ year-long knowledge of doing this technique. This is something that you will see all over the internet. It's a lot of people do it and there's not really anything special about it. I like to think that I just took what everyone else always has done and like kind of made it work best for me. So with that being said, the way that I do it is with a head wrap, and where you wrap your hair around the head wrap and then you sleep on that. And I have, like I said, a bunch of different like things that have made this a little bit easier, a little better for me to sleep on, I'll tell you what I do, why I do it, and all of that stuff. So first thing I want to talk about is the hair. Now the hair, I have made my hair slightly damp, like very, very lightly damp. You don't want it to be too wet. You don't want it to be packed like wet at all. I literally took like a squirt bottle and I squirted my hair like 3-4 times max, and then I run it through, so there's literally almost no wet to my hair. Like I can just barely feel it. The reason I didn't show you guys this, it will vary based on hair type, hair thickness, all of that, because obviously if you have more hair, more water will be a little, will be needed, and if you have thinner hair, then you can't use as much water. It varies depending on hair. So just make your hair slightly damp, and as you do this a couple times, you'll have to kind of refine the level of dampness. What happens is if you don't use enough, you won't get as good of a curl, because the water, when it dries out, that's what kind of helps keep its but if your hair is too wet and too damp, then you're screwed too, because it doesn't hold it. It'd be like fresh out of the shower, you try to like twist your hair around your finger, what's going to happen? Nothing. Same kind of concept. If your hair is too wet or too damp or the follicles are too heavy, no curl will hold in them. So that is my first thought, followed closely by my second one, which is if you think that your hair is going to need any kind of like oomph or help in this department, not in the dry shampoo. We are not dry shampooing before we go to bed. I don't care if your hair looks nappy as hell. No need to dry shampoo, okay? We are going strictly for the ends. Now mine looked a little bit so I took a little bit of my Chi Silk Infusion. I use this stuff all the time. Like this bottle has lasted me a million years. Yes, it's expensive. It is so worth the money. It really does help to go in. It helps smooth out hair. It helps to calm hair down. In my opinion, this stuff is one of the best ways to like rejuvenate, rebuild, and help your hair grow and be stronger as follicles. I love this shit. It's like the best team leader. It's like, go team, let's bring our follicles back together. This stuff is great. Now, I will either use this or the Tarte Maracuja oil for the ends of my hair, depending on what they need. Today, I only use the Maracuja oil if the ends of my hair are like, and they're going in like 400 directions. Today, I think what it needed more than anything was just a little bit of love. And if it needs a little love, I give it this. If it's just like good, straight, normal hair for me, then I don't need anything, and I just wrap my hair. So with that out of the way, the next thing we're going to talk about is the actual headband. Now, they will sell in the store like actual wrap your hair bands. Literally, it's a freaking headband that fits on your head like this, okay? Boy, do I look great. I look like every 80s person I've ever wanted to be. And basically what you need in a headband is it needs to be taut to your head, okay? It needs to be like not so bad that it's like leaving a mark or that it's, oh God, like this is uncomfortable. But you need a headband that's going to fit your head. Now, when I say this, okay, I also am about ready to show you a very embarrassing secret of me that will tell you the lengths I will go to not buy something new. I have another headband here that I have used several times. This is a new one. This is what they are new from the store. You can get like a 3-pack of these. I think it's Goody brand, and they're super, super cheap. I think they're like $5 or $6 for a 3-pack. And I've lost more 3-packs than I can count. So I got desperate one time, and this one was super stretched out, like literally stretched out. So what did I do? I took and I tied a rubber band in it, and I made it fit my head. So basically here, let me take this out. Okay, so the headband was this big, okay, like wouldn't stay up if my life depended on it, okay. So I took this oversized, overstretched, horrible excuse for a headband. I took a hair tie, I tied it up right here, and I went, okay, that's not too bad. And I ended up tying that little floppy doohickey that you see, right? And I just tied it up like that. I also made this work. I just folded this over, and it wasn't overly crucial. Remember, this is not about fashion. This is not about how fabulous you look. Although I do realize that I'm setting every trend on fire right now. This is just about having a band that you can curl your hair around. So don't feel like you need to go buy something special. A lot of like your existing hair bands will work if you have like shorter, thinner hair. Sometimes you can use an athletic band. Sometimes people take like the really, really thin bands that are thinner than this even, and they wrap like a towel or something around them, and then they use around that. It's seriously such an easily refined thing, but my go-to, if you can do it or if you can afford it, is to go get the 3-pack of these basic headbands. That way you can have one that still has the wide band on it, and it's just easier to use, easier to wrap. And in my opinion, this one does give you slightly nicer curls than this one, because this band is super thin and this band is going to be a little thicker, and that doesn't make much sense now, but it will in a second. So let's go ahead. Ow, I just pulled out some hair. Now for me personally, when I go to do this, I'm not super like into the part. I leave my part a little bit messy, a little bit crazy, because then tomorrow when I take them out, I'll be able to kind of shake my hair out, and it gives me more of like a fun curly kind of vibe. That's what I typically prefer to go in. That's my go-to. Now if I'm like, hey, I have like a meeting and I need everything to be structured and perfect, I would part my hair where I'm going to want it parted tomorrow. I would curl my hair accordingly, and then it would literally look like parted perfect perfection. And if that's your style, that's fine too. Lately I've been really digging like this more wild kind of fun unfurled hair vibe, so that's what I'm gonna do. So you take this hairband, okay, you put it on your head, okay, like so. Now I usually start mine here in the middle of my forehead. By the time I wake up, it usually ends up here. Not gonna hurt you if it does. As far as setting it on your skull, the one thing that I have noticed more than anything is that this can get uncomfortable to sleep if you put it too far up your head. So if you style this and you try to wrap it in the middle of your head, that's where all of your curls, all of your hair is gonna be wrapped right here. Again, you'll see in a second. So you don't want it down here. I prefer to place mine down at the bottom or closer to the bottom of my skull, right where it dips down to begin your neck. I try to get mine as close to that point as I can. It's easier, it just kind of nuzzles in there to sleep. If you're like a back sleeper, side sleeper, it's a little bit more comfortable. If you're a face sleeper, then none of that pertains to you and you should have skipped ahead. So now that we've got it here, okay, the only thing we're gonna do, I like to start by pulling my hair in half. Okay, I don't know how well you can see that. I'm pulling it forward. I just realized that was really stupid. I should have put a mirror on that side of me so I knew what I was showing you. But whatever, we're not going to talk about that. So, next thing's up, okay? We're going to start by, you take a strand. Now keep in mind, the thickness of the strand that you take is the size of your curl. Not like, is it going to be a tiny little curl or a big thick curl, but similar to if you were to take this and wrap it around a wand. Are you looking for bigger, thicker curls, or are you looking for smaller, more defined curls? So I typically start by making sure that the ones that frame my face are more tight and controlled, because those are the ones that most people see, and they're the ones that are going to last the longest for me throughout the day. Just because of who I am in general, my curls that are like anywhere in the back hemisphere of my head, they don't last long. This is the longest way that my curls last, but even at that, they don't last forever. So I like to make sure that the ones in front that everyone sees look the absolute best. So you're going to take this little strand of hair right here, and you're just going to start by wrapping it. So you're going to pull this out, tuck this behind, and pull it under. And I have brown hair, so I know this is going to be a little hard to see. Let me zoom you in. Okay, so you can kind of see, right? All I did is pull that down and through. And now you let it sit And now you're gonna grab that chunk mixed with a chunk of the other hair that you haven't twirled yet, and you're just gonna grab another chunk that you like, okay, like this, and you're gonna tuck it under. Now while you do this, you have to be careful. You want to make sure you bring the whole piece through, and then you always pull these up and together. So kind of grab the band and then pull the strands that way. Okay, and you're going to repeat this and just keep grabbing chunks. And I know it's like, hey Paige, you're not really teaching us anything. I promise it'll get easier as you do it. You really just have to watch. Like there's no way around it. So you're going to grab another chunk, right? You're going to pull the band, and when you pull this band out, you have to be mindful. You don't want to pull out too far because you will undo your other curls. So pull this out and tuck this under without pulling the headband out. I mean, you have to pull the headband out, but only pull it out like a little tiny bit, as little as possible, because you don't want to risk losing your other curls, right? Right. So here we go again. I'm just going to keep going and going. And sometimes, that's another thing I do sometimes. So I'm getting to this stage, right? I get here and I'm trying to grab the hair. And sometimes my hair, I don't know if yours, but mine can be a little unruly. So I'll take it, I'll give it like a little twist, and then I'll tuck. The reason for that twist is to make it so as I'm tucking it behind, all the little flyaways, they stay together, because there's nothing more irritating than when I'm trying to do this and they're flying all over the damn place. Because all my hair, well, none of it cooperates and it's all a different length. The one here, one here, one here, one here, you know what I'm saying? So breakage is a bitch. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead. Am I still in frame yet? We're just going to go ahead. We're going to grab another section. That one is way too big. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to grab a smaller section, like maybe this much. And again, this part all really depends on what it is you're looking for, what size and all that. And you'll get good at kind of determining that as you've done it a couple times. Then I grab and I scooch. Okay, so once you're at this point, right, we're about half, a little over half, all right, that's when I start going in with this side, because, oh, we're not done. And to be quite honest, by this point, you're going to need a little break. Your arms are going to be tired. I got a lot of flubber up in this area. My hands, they get real tired. So now you're going to go ahead and you start the same way you started on this side. You start from the front. Now, the only difference is you have to be very, very mindful once you do this side, because pulling out on this side and pulling out, you know, you're going to be pulling out a ton on this side. Be very, very careful to pull out as little as possible, because you don't want to disturb the curls. I can't say that enough. One day I didn't pay attention and I got this part done and I was like, oh, I'm done. And I looked over here and all these were undone. So just be mindful. So now we're going to go ahead, give it a little turf nerve. We're going to start this process. And also when you're doing this, I have fairly, I mean, you guys have seen how long my hair is, right? It's, well, about yay long so far. So it like falls right above or right on the boobs, I'd say. It's like a good medium to long length right now. And one of the things that you want to be super mindful of with hair that long is as you're working through, you're going to run out of space on this band. So as I'm kind of tucking, I'm pulling to the side. And as I'm doing this, I'm making sure that this strand right here is up as far as it can go toward the front of my face, because I don't want to run out of room on the band back here, because you've only got this much room now to finish wrapping all your hair, which I know doesn't seem like a little, but it is. So now we keep wrapping. Okay guys, so this is where it's going to get real good, because now I have no way of knowing what you're seeing, so I'm just going to hope you're seeing what you need to see. So this is where we're at, right? We got both sides down to this point, okay? We have curled and kind of pulled up as far as we can here. So this is all the space we have left to work with, and we have all this hair to wrap. Now if it's me, I typically go in one more on this side, one more on this side. So let's go ahead, wrap this little fella one more time here. Pull down, pull up, okay? This side, one more time. Okay, now you're left with like this kind of little rat-tailed devil right here, and your only goal with him is to twist him around the available section until he is all folded up. Okay, just kind of keep grabbing and keep twisting. And you're going to get weird little pieces like this that kind of come out of nowhere. Just grab and twist them too. What could go wrong? So now you got something that looks a little bit like this, right? I'm going to give you like a once around, all right? See, I knew I bought a spinny chair for a reason. Woo! All right, well, until you run into everything. Okay, so now that you're here, and keep in mind too, guys, there is nothing about this process that is exact. There's nothing about this. Like, I'm sure you guys just were like, wow, what the hell rat's nest did she create back there? Honestly, it's different every time. But see, I'm not really that particular. As long as my hair comes out curly, voluminous, and gorgeous, I don't care if some of my curls look a little or a little kinked or a little ratchet. I don't care so much. If you're more particular, you might want to take a little more time and really refine this to be precise. Me, I don't care so much. Like I said, it's not my thing. So now that you're here, right, some people can go to sleep just like this and it'll be fine for them. I am not one of those people. I don't sleep very well, and when I do sleep, it's kind of like barracuda ha ha going on. So I have to take bobby pins, okay? And I take a butt ton of bobby pins. I take bobby pins, I take hair clips, I take whatever I can find to secure this stuff to my head, okay? And there's no shame in this game. Some people, if you can wear it like this, hell, go to bed, skip to the next part. Me, I have to bobby pin this in place. Now, there are not many people that I have seen do this that do bobby pin it when they go to sleep. I just know the reality, you guys. I know the situation. So when I bobby pin, there are two very important ways that I consider this. Where is this most likely to unfurl? The first place is going to be the little junction between my head and this roll right here. So I like to take some pins and I slide them in there, kind of like as if it was an updo that I was trying to preserve. Like if I was going to go out, and by the way, this is actually, I'm not trying to screw with you right now. A lot of people wear their hair like this, not with like this ugly little sweatband, but they wear their hair like up in this cute little twirly way. This is what they do, you guys. It's really this simple. People wear it out. Hell, I wore my hair like this to an outing one time. So cute. And then I came home, I took my hair out, and I had the cutest damn waves, so something to think about there. But I just go through and I'll pin, and I kind of keep pinning until I feel like my hair is secure. Now the second place I always pin is right here. I kind of put one over top of this piece of hair, this sweatband. I just cluck it right up over there. I'll show you on this side a little better. Grab right here and just kind of go on. Ow. And I just kind of get it. Again, doesn't have to look good. You can totally see the pin. That's fine. Nobody cares. My kitty cat don't care what my hair looks like when I be sleeping. And then I kind of keep tucking them around. Now, one other area that I always like to get, because as I'm sure you guys saw, I had a ton of like little stray guys right in this area. I like to take some bobby pins and I like to go right on the outside of this little roll up right here. Just to kind of keep those, it'll be right on the outside. Because that's how I like to make sure that them little flyaways, they're not flying away in my sleep. So I tend to get them right on the outside. Just a couple along here, a couple on the inside. Grab me a couple extra. And you guys, I literally will pin my hair. I've been known, I've put 15, 20 bobby pins in at night. Does it take a couple extra minutes? Yeah. But would I rather put them in now versus later? Hell yeah. Because I want this to look decent when I wake up. Alright guys, and so that is kind of where that part stops. I went ahead and I like to pin mine until there's little to no wiggle when I do that. Just because, I mean, if it can't hold up to me doing this, it sure as hell cannot hang in that bed with me on that pillow going blah, 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 all night. So at this point, honestly guys, I get ready for bed, and I see you guys in the morning. If you, in the middle of the night, or if this is bothering you, you don't like having this on your forehead, I have fibromyalgia, I know what it feels like to hate feeling everything. You can go ahead and put this up here, that's fine too. Doesn't make a difference to me, won't make a difference for your hair, that's fine. If in the middle of the night you feel like you're kind of mushing down on these a little, who cares? Other than that, you guys, I'll think of some more weird things, and I'll see you in the morning. We will take this out, and we will look at them curls, yo. But basically, the hard part is over. I mean, in the morning, we're just going to take them out, and you're going to see what I'm talking about. But from here, this is what we're looking at, and I'll see you bright and early. Good morning, lovely people. It is the next day. My hair is looking all kind of fancy. I told you it would get pushed up, right? Like, not only it was pushed up before I had to wash my face this morning, but like, let's be real. Ooh, child. So basically the next step, you guys, is we take out all these bobby pins, which again, if you didn't put in any bobby pins or clips, this part is not relevant to you. So what you do from here is, remember where you ended, which was right in this vicinity? You're just going to start there. You're going to pull out that section, and they are going to be a little bit tangled, a little bit weird, because you're not going to pick the exact perfect strand that you left off on, and so they're going to be a little bit difficult to get started, okay? But you just got to kind of work your way out of all these little tangled twists, okay? And then eventually what happens is they just start unfurling like this. And then this is what you are left with. And for me, my more curly chunks, like I said before, will always be in the front. And then you can just kind of smooth these down, do whatever you want. My first go is usually to just shake them up a little bit because it drives me insane when they're all clumped together, and I like them to be a little bit more wild, a little bit more free. So you guys, I think that's it. There's like this one little hair that's hilarious to me. And then, you know, I don't think I need to say this, but you style however the hell you want, and then you live your life. Does that make sense? Good. So you guys, that is it for this video. I hope that it was everything that you dreamed it would be, and that it was helpful, and that you enjoy these giant, big, awesome, fabulous, voluminous carols as much as I do, because I love this. I do this all the time, like oh my god, multiple times a week. Okay, I do this. I love them so much. If you guys ever have any comments or suggestions or anything like that, hit them in the comment section. You guys, you know where to find me, and we will just keep packing through those. I know that this was on everyone's list, and hey guys, second attempt, and all the footage and everything went really well, so 2 thumbs for that. And I will talk to you guys all later. Hope you have a great day, night, weekend, whatever. My eyes are so exhausted that they're like, just stay shut. Just stay shut, Paige. So I will, I'm gonna go because I have another video to film. But I will talk to you guys all later. Bye. On guard. Okay guys, just kidding. Video's not done. Hi. I wanted to stop back on as I was putting on my makeup. I did think of one other thing that I wanted to say to you guys. If you get to the end of the day and you're like, oh wow, like my curls held up really well, I want to see if they'll last till the next day, I recommend, like, the way that I do it is if I don't care and I want like more of a relaxed, you know, next day curl kind of look, I'll just leave it down, sleep on it, and let bygones be what they are. But if I am trying to preserve like whatever's left, I do take and I'll try to, like, when I sleep, I'll kind of push it all up, or I'll grab it all and put it on like a very, very loose high top knot kind of thing, not knot, but you know, a really loose high pony, and that'll kind of try and preserve these end ones down here. That's just me. And then the second thing, what was the second thing I wanted to say? Oh, if you are wanting to do it the next night or whatever, and you're like, oh, I want to do this every night kind of thing, and you know, at the end of the day, you're just like, oh, you know, there's still a little curl left, how do I wrap it again? Da, 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 da. All you do is you literally start right from the beginning and you just spray it down with a little bit of water. Again, never too much, but a little tiny bit of water from a squirt gun type deal, or, you know, even getting a little bit on your hands and kind of working it through until you feel like it's the good amount, and then brush that through. And the combination of just a little tiny bit of water and brushing it through will brush out the majority of the curls, and then you can just go, even if there's a little curl left, that doesn't matter, you can go ahead, wrap as usual. So that is it for real, you guys. I don't have anything else to add, so bye.